Welcome in to Tricar Field here in London, Ontario, Canada. We've got FC London taking on the visiting BVB Waterloo. I'm Joey Langdon, this is Amel Alic, and Amel, interesting situation we got here, brand new team kind of, and then FC London, who's been absolutely rolling so far this year.
Yeah, London's become hot right out of the gate, scoring 21 goals and only letting in one. It's insane how they've been able to create such an offense with keeping that backline steady. But on the other hand, we have Waterloo, who aren't too far behind in fourth place, who can look to jump up into second if they take this today.
Yep, so if Waterloo wins this one, as we're about to see in a second, they will enter a tie for first with Vaughan. London takes the win. They are in first easily. They're clearing Vaughan by 2 points. And you look at the plus minus, yes, FC London is in second right now. They have a game in hand, and they have looked quite a bit the most dominant as we see the top 10 here.
Those 6 goals for London comparing to Vaughan is going to be crucial when it comes to the end of the season if this does stay within a close race. And the
team that's going to be looking to stop this dominance is going to be Waterloo today, who line up like this here. Caitlin Mazurek is going to be in net, and the rest of the lineup is as follows. Couple of names in there, but mostly this team really trying to get their footing going this season.
For number 3, you've got Maddie Wright. Number 6, you've got Kira Gren. For number 10, you've got Alexa Simramrich. Number 11, you've got Kayla Kramer. Number 15, you've got Tate Sinkeldam. Number 16, you've got Vanessa. Number 16, you've got Alexandria Chuang.
And so that's how they're going to line up. And London, on the other hand, they've been pretty consistent this year with their starters, and for a good reason. 4-0. Look at this lineup coming up here, and the one you really want to watch for, Julia Benatti, the captain, number 4. She has been looking absolutely rock solid this year, where a lot of the scoring has come from, filling the gap from some departing players last year, and this is going to be a great game. I can feel it. We've got 2 fantastic teams as FC London is going to kick off. Any final thoughts before we get going here?
It's great to see that Julia Benatti's been able to keep the scoring ways of London FC, or FC London, my apologies, going with the departure of Jade Kovacevic, who was the FC London top scorer for so long, and we are now underway.
So Abate gets it going. FC London is going to start off with it here. They're back in their own end, and you see the long shadows we were talking about before the game. This game started a little earlier than we expected it to, and there's a reason for that. Once the camera pans over to the Waterloo's end, once London gets some offense going, they wanted to go the other way. They lost the coin flip, and now they've got to shoot into the sun.
You've got number 5, Tanila Gay, on the left here for London. She brought it down into the corner, and she gets it into the number 19.
In the box now, they've got a chance to get something going here towards the net, and that is handled easily by Mazurek, and they will turn around the other way. Waterloo looking to try and show they're not afraid of this really tough FC London team. They too could hop into first place with a win, so trying to show no fear early as London trying to get something going offensively. Had the first real dangerous chance of the game, and it turned over. This could be a chance. No, that pass goes AWOL. Looking for an outlet here. Back and forth so far, neither team really getting comfortable on this artificial turf. This isn't FC London's usual home pitch, as that pass goes Ari, and that will go... No, that's kept in play. So Steinhauer wants to move fast. Gets over to Blair. Blair sends it down, that's intercepted. This could be trouble. Waterloo with some pace, with some structure out front, and that's knocked away. And that's Waterloo's first real dangerous chance.
That was a great pass by Vanessa Siakam over into the right corner to be able to get that cross in.
Siakam, the biggest body out there, looking to try and work physically, work as quick as possible, use her strength to get that ball into the box. On the far side of the pitch, looking to try and get set. Oh, that was real sloppy, and Waterloo's coming the other way. This could be a chance. Into the box, and that will be cleared aside. London has made some mistakes in their own end, but Waterloo has not been able to capitalize so far.
One thing that I'm hoping to see from Jaden Steinhauer today is her to take control of her box. When the ball comes in flying like that, some goalies tend to just stay flat-footed inside their 6-yard box, but I hope to see her come out and attack that ball and make sure that she can gain possession for her FC London teammates.
Steinhauer has had a very, very good season right now. There's a couple of words that I could use to describe this season that I won't use in fear of jinxing, but what a fantastic season Steinhauer's had so far. And FC London, if they're going to play this way defensively, are going to need her. So that one goes out of play. I believe that went off of Chong. So London will keep possession.
Avery Thomas here now with a throw. And it goes out for a BVBA throw.
Might have gone off Abate's hand anyway, so they'll take the throw in as Waterloo tries to get something going here. Turn her away immediately. Neither team looking real comfortable, again, on the artificial turf. Neither team used to playing on Waterloo plays on the University of Waterloo field.
Some fancy footwork from Julie Benatti ends up with the ball in the hands of Waterloo, but Benatti, all she does is track back. You're not going to find her off the ball when she loses it.
Some big pressure from London, but only one real dangerous chance, but everything's been in the midfield 3 minutes in here. Steinhauer looking for some help, didn't really get it. London's got to play out of their own third, basically, for most of that sequence. Now London's got a chance. They're going to bring it up the middle. Trying the through ball. This has a chance. This looks good. Need some help in the box towards the middle. Stopped. Good save there by Mazurek, and the first real shot on target for FC London.
We saw the counterattack from the ball just in the London half. Now 30 seconds later into the hands of Mazurek. Head coach Garrett Peters for FC London did say he wants to play a fast game, pressuring high defensively and lots of counterattacks. And we see the first one 4.5 minutes into the first half.
Siakam is an imposing presence right away, but hasn't been able to link up with Kramer yet. They've had a couple of really good chances, but Kramer has not been able to get there. And speaking of physical presence, Siakam will take a foul there, a little forearm shiver. Siakam, the FC London player there, that was Morgan Blair who takes the foul.
Siakam being there in that right striker position gives Waterloo that big body in the box to hit for crosses, and I'm excited to see if they're going to be able to connect with her today.
London now finally able to get some structure going. Sends it up the far side. This could be something. Tries to cross in the middle. This could be something. No, it's offside. That really looked good, but couldn't quite link up with the rhythm they needed to make that one happen.
Waterloo would like to take that free kick quickly instead of being able to get something set up.
Both teams are really trying to look quick right now. Neither team is really comfortable in the midfield, and they're trying to take advantage of some maybe defensive miscues early. Nice little pass there by Kramer, and good read there by Stinkledam to get to it, but that'll go out of play, and London will keep possession. Thomas making the throw, trying to look for some help, not really sure where to go with it. Gonna get it over to Milligan. Milligan in a world of trouble with Kramer there.
Arms interlocked, Kramer and Milligan fighting for it, and Milligan comes out with it, finding Benatti on the left.
The crowd here sitting in front of us really didn't like that, but the referee saw no issue with it, as this League One Ontario young season has looked really good for both these teams, and neither team could use a setback this early. Like I said, the winning team, if there is one, will take first place. So both teams are looking to get out early, set the tone.
One thing about this FC London team is they are going through a bit of a rebuild with the plethora of young talent on this team. Roughly half the team is made up of players who were born later than the 2002 year. So it's a lot of young legs looking to capitalize on that leadership role from Benatti and from Mackenzie, having those players being able to be there for the younger ones.
Yeah, not bad when you say you're in a rebuilding season and start the season 4-0. Waterloo looking to get something across here. Siakam tries to find a teammate, but a weak shot on net is easily handled by Steinhauer. And Steinhauer keeping it clean early. Simoranich
on the back foot wasn't able to get enough shot power on that to make it a threatening shot on goal.
London has looked very quick, but maybe not the most structured so far, and that's pretty unlike them. That may be some of the young talent you mentioned trying to find their way against this probably the best team they've played all season in this Waterloo team.
They followed their tactics very well, counter-attacking with the high press right now here with Milligan on the ball.
Hard tackle, but clean. Gets it into the box. Great play by Milligan. Shot off the bar. Great chance. I didn't see who got the last shot on it, but a great play by Milligan to get the ball in the box.
I believe it was Abate.
And another chance goes wide. And now FC London showing some life early. Not that you could really see it on camera.
Yeah, this glare that Waterloo are going to have to play. Here we have the cross coming in. Natalie Abate just getting a touch to it right off the center of the bar, bouncing right back out where she wasn't able to get us another shot off.
Waterloo now playing with a bit of panic. They're really hemmed in there by Milligan. And that's Thomas in there.
Great step up by Thomas to cut down the defender there.
It's Benatti getting it over. Shot easily handled by Mazurek. And again, the London players were really hoping to go to the right. They're going to the left, and it's not been great early. They're hoping this half comes pretty quick so they can have the second half going the way they were hoping.
Heavy touch by Siaka, but she able to muscle out the defender, get into the ball.
Siakam is very easily the strongest player on that side of the field, stronger than any of London's defenders, at least that we've seen early. So the strategy for Waterloo has to be just get the ball to Siakam and then get the ball to the net.
In the short 8-9 minutes that we've seen her, she looks very good with the ball at her feet and is able to find out those extra passes in the final third in order to get her team closer to their goal.
Could have been a great chance there by Rosborough, but couldn't quite get connected with the pass. Now Benatti is going to try and settle her team down. Or the far side defender is going to send it long. No one's really there. Waterloo's going to be able to recover, but once again, London playing quick is able to hem him in there a little bit.
That's Abate and Waits just high pressing there along with Tennille Gay.
Waterloo looking all out of sorts now. Here's a chance, and there's a foul called. I believe that's going to be on Waterloo, so London looking real strong early.
It's a great job by Sadie Waits, looking to find that foul in the final third to set London up with a free kick.
Taking the free kick back, looking to try and set something up from the back, and that really didn't work. Blair missed her target completely, and now Waterloo is going to be on the rush the other way. Good little play there by Thomas, though, to turn that back around, and now London loses a couple yards but keeps possession.
It's a great box out by Thomas in order to get the throw for her team, setting up that another counterattack or another attack to be mounted.
Rosborough. Sorry, that's not Rosborough, that's Scott, but on the far side.
Gay with a great dummy on the right side.
This could be something here. Looking for across the middle. Over a little too long, but that is kept alive by Milligan. Milligan back to the middle, knocked away. Waterloo in a lot of trouble, but they're able to finally clear the danger. Oh, slips on the turf. Neutral site game, but a little bit of home field cooking right there. And London able to keep that counterattack at bay and turn something in for themselves. On the far side, Gay looking to try that cross again. A little less power than last time. Will avoid the cross and a little bit of a miscommunication there, but London is able to still keep possession. Waterloo is in the hex zone. Absolutely all over them, and now finally they get a counterattack.
Waterloo isn't looking to play through the middle, they're looking to play out through the wings, and a great shove by Abby Kramer off of Thomas to get the ball. And great save by Steinhauer coming out and collecting that ball.
As you mentioned, the important for this game is for Steinhauer to play a little more active than she's used to against this Waterloo team that likes to cross, and that worked right there. Into the middle. Waterloo able to keep possession, and that is going to be a foul any league in the world.
Sadie Waits there just with a trailing foot, clips the Waterloo player and leads to a small free kick in the start of the field.
And another one right there again. London getting a little sloppy now once they start getting some pressure. Sadie Waite once again with the foul. Although that is preferable to a break for sure. I believe that's Chimeranik taking the free kick. No, sorry, that's Kayla Grain. Kira Grain. There we go. I'll get it right one of these days. Looking to send this one into the box. And I'm looking for the ball to go to Siakam if I'm Waterloo. No, they play it short. And that's read like a book by Abate.
Great job by Abate cutting down Alexandria Chuang on the short free kick, not letting her get across it.
And a little bit of a long pass in. Kramer couldn't do anything about it, and London gets possession back. And, oh, it was a free kick. I thought it was just headed out of bounds.
I believe the call was offside.
Interesting. Works out for London, though. They're going to send this long. This could be something now. That's Milligan, Abate coming in on the far side, and Milligan follows, but couldn't do anything about it. Waterloo turning it around the other way. Shuang looking for some help. He's going to send it long. But Siakam not quite where she thought she'd be. London able to pick it up in the midfield again.
It's a heavy touch by Benatti. But number 16, Matt Mackenzie, was able to get the ball back and now gets a foul. Possession back to London.
A little bit of talk with Kayla Grind there. And Benatti looking to set something up here. Been the star for FC London so far this year, but the scoring has been a lot more spread out than it was last year. Played into the box, goes down, but no foul. Keeps possession somehow. Really nice play over there, and FC London keeps possession.
The ball, it looks like the ball's glued to their feet, but in the mixing confusion. Ball now cleared out to Megan Scott.
FC London really showing that they have the talent to dominate this game, but they haven't quite settled in yet. They're definitely the more talented team as of yet, but Waterloo's looked a little bit more structured. Sent the far side. Thomas sends that into the box. This could be something. On net shot! Save, but offside is called either way. A nice save, even though the play was dead, though, by Mazurek.
Yeah, Mazurek there with the one-handed left-handed save. It was great to, she really came out and closed down those angles, leading, making the goal look smaller when she looks bigger.
And hey, even if that goal wasn't going to count, still making the save's got to be a good, not ego boost, confidence boost for sure.
It's definitely a good feeling knowing that you got that save, even though the play was whistled dead.
Steinhauer setting up again. London has liked to play from Steinhauer this game. And with a leg like that, why not? On the far side. Trying to get around and absolutely walks right around Penny. London looking for another cross from the far side. That's been their bread and butter so far this game. Sent long. And is that in? Yes, it is.
What a goal by...
Unbelievable.
Wow, Jennifer Milligan from the right. Off the keeper's hands, it might count as an own goal, but a cross in from the right led on net, and that opens the scoring for London, 1-0.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Wow.
I didn't react at first. I thought there was no way that was going in. What a shot.
Beautiful placement by Milligan. The keeper, in my experience, there's nothing you can really do there other than wait and see if it hits the crossbar. You can't really challenge that. It's just in a position where it's too unpredictable.
From that spot on the field and where Mazurek was set up, that ball could go one spot and go in, and it went in that exact one spot. What a goal. And London gets off early, 1-0.
But here comes Waterloo on the counterattack, pushing deep. Offside called by the official on the line.
Jennifer Milligan. What's her fifth goal this season?
Milligan with the long-range snipe gets us going here. And London is going to try and move quick.
My experience doing FC London games, that's probably been the most outrageous goal I've seen so far.
And this could be another one, but Mazurek, a little bit of anything you can do, I can do better with Steinhauer coming up to cut that one off. And sends that one long, but Steinhauer can do that one a little bit better, and London takes possession back. That's
Sadie Waits who cut that out in the midfield. She played 9 games with FC London last year and still only a high schooler.
This could be another one, but Mazurek once again playing up in the box, and that's what you mentioned. In this kind of game, with this turf field, it's important for the keeper to play out a little bit.
Yeah, the bounce off these AstroTurf fields it just sends the ball flying even faster than you expect it to be, where the keepers now here have to be careful that the ball's not going to bounce in front of them and take a skip.
Steinhauer once again commanding the counterattack, and that is not able to be kept in. Good effort by Thomas, but couldn't quite do anything with the long clearance by Steinhauer, and Waterloo's going to actually make an early substitution. Might be an injury. I'm not sure why else you would make a sub this early.
Looks like Emily Penny is coming off for the number 9, Haley Cardis.
So not sure what's up there. If we find anything out, we will let you know. But Haley Cardis enters the game and is going to look to try and make some impact early with her team down early in the first half. And this isn't good for Waterloo. Another great play here. Jennifer Milligan trying to make it 2 on the trot. Sends it back.
Great hold-up play by Milligan, allowing more teammates of hers to come join the rush.
Benatti ended up having to keep that in, but
still FC London ball.
Thomas is going to come in and take the throw. You're going to look for Benatti and Milligan to make the big play here. That's not who's furthest up. So London, the thing is, they know this year they have the talent. They can spread out the passes, and a lot of people up front can score. Thomas looking for an outlet, gets one. Up the middle, over to Milligan. Milligan! Scores!
Julia Benatti with a cynical finish in the bottom right corner.
My apologies, Julia Benatti. I have the glare as well. 4 and 8 looked very similar there, but Benatti with the impressive shot. Great play by London to get that set up.
Great defender dividing pass by Sadie Waits, the high school that I was just mentioning. She was involved with Team Canada's National Development Center program and has attended U17 national team camps.
And speaking of Benatti and Milligan, they are both now at 5 on the year, which takes them into a share of 2nd in the league. So both those players, if you get the ball to them in the box, there's a great chance that's going in.
Her 5th goal this season, swimmer number 4, Julia Benatti.
That's back to Steinhauer. Steinhauer. London very comfortable letting Steinhauer handle the ball. Up the middle. Waterloo playing a bit more forward than they were, realizing, hey, it's 2-0. We got to make a play here. London playing up the middle. And again, this could be something playing very aggressive. Goalkeeper playing really high, but Mazurek able to deal with it.
That could have been a beautifully weighted pass by Waits if Abate would have been able to run onto it.
We were talking before the game, Waterloo was going to be the biggest test London faced so far this year, and so far they have passed with flying colors. It is quite a bit early, but 2-0 in a soccer game is nothing to sneeze at. On the far side, Scott going to send it deep.
Waits kept onside by the throw-in, finds Milligan now in the center.
Milligan gets it to.
Great save by Mazurek. Off the shot by Benatti.
That sun can go down any time now. London has been absolutely dominant offensively, and I've seen almost none of it. We're a little to the left of the camera, so maybe it looks a little better on the camera, hopefully. Waterloo gonna try and make a play here. They've had to be really uncomfortable in the midfield so far. London been absolutely all over them, giving them no space to breathe. Now they're able to get something cooking here. Sackham on the far side, looking to send it long. No, gonna hold up. Send it back. Waterloo in a very uncomfortable right now. London giving them absolutely nothing to work with. On the far side, Chuang sends it in, and I believe that went off of Rosborough, so Waterloo will keep possession.
It was a very risky play by Chuang, only having her defensive partner, number 15, Tate Sinkeldam, beside her. On that play at the halfway line. She could have lost the ball, and it would have been an easy opportunity for Milligan if she was able to get it.
Rosborough's been playing really aggressively and physically on that side of the field, and it has paid off for the most part, but now Waterloo starting to come in a little bit. That cross is sent far. Waterloo couldn't do much with it, but London struggling a bit on the turf, and a player goes down. A cannon of a shot off of Abate, and the Waterloo player took it right to the beak.
I believe that's Tate Sinkeldam. Great stomp touch, but the clearance just straight off the noggin. She looks like she's going to be okay, just a little stunned.
Waterloo really doesn't want to have to use 2 substitutes early. She'll walk it off. And we will get going again. London's going to have possession on the drop ball after the injury is cleared up. London's been very happy to play out of the back so far, make a false counter. But Waterloo needs to be able to clamp down on that.
London stuck to their tactics very well, drawing in Waterloo. Just on that potential counterattack, Waterloo had all 11 players over the halfway line.
And a foul called there. I didn't see which Waterloo player got the foot in, but London will keep possession. 23 minutes into this game. London has, after a bit of a shaky first couple of minutes, has taken over the game. And Waterloo hasn't really had an answer. And you have to wonder how much the early saves by Steinhauer has motivated this team to really push forward. And speaking of push forward, that could have been a chance. Offside is called, I don't know. But the flag is up nonetheless.
Sadie Waits looked to be a foot offside as the ref made that call. It could have been a great opportunity, just a half second too late.
Waterloo looking for any reason to get going here. That pass was a little heavy. And London able to get on it right away. Great defensive play. It's a little bit of hair pulling by the Waterloo player there. I thought she was just going to throw the ball at the girl that pulled her hair. And the ref's going to have a talk with her about it, or about her injury. I mean, maybe she's just mad about it getting hit in the nose. I don't know. Ref's just making sure she's okay. If she is bleeding, that is something that the ref has to worry about. London getting things going the other way. Really physical play by Abate so far this game, and has worked wonders for London so far. Kramer couldn't settle that one down. London keeps possession. They're going to work quickly.
Great job by Abate going directly to the corner on that throw-in, knowing that she can't be offside.
Abate is... Oh, they're actually going to give that one to Waterloo. I thought Abate played that one perfectly, but they're going to say it went off of Abate, and Waterloo's going to get a chance to try and make a counter of their own here. Sends it long. Chance here for Chimarandic. Chimarandic going to try and take it herself, going long. Great pass, but that's going to be offside. Steinhauer would have been there anyway.
Just a step too late for Kayla Kramer to get that ball off the dividing pass. It was a great ball in by Simarancic.
Setting up for the free kick is Blair. She will take it short. And little struggle to get it was Milligan. Milligan playing a lot further back than she's used to right now. Trying to deal with an aggressive attack by Cardis. Cardis coming off the bench, making her presence known. Chance here for Waterloo, the shot! Or was it a shot?
Sliced wide by Simarancic.
Either way, it does work out for Waterloo because London couldn't clear it.
Thomas getting ahead to the ball, clearing it into the middle. Now ball coming out towards the Waterloo defenders.
Now London turning around the other way. Looking for an outlet. Has one. Tried to get a little fancy with it, but good defensive play there by Sinkeldam, who has been all over this side of the field defensively. London keeping the ball. They're going to send this one as long as she can to the middle, but no one's there as London was playing a bit further back. They're going to try and play out of the goalkeeper as well. Mazurek under a little bit of pressure. Going to send this one long. Actually took a little longer than she probably wanted to.
As we get closer to halftime, that sun is going to continue to go down leading into the second half.
This game getting a lot more physical as this goes on. Waterloo getting a little frustrated. And speaking of frustrated, doing most of that frustrating is Benatti going all over.
You can see how high London is pressuring them. They've got both their strikers in the box, pressuring Mazurek.
Benatti takes the foul there, so Waterloo's going to finally be able to catch their breath a little bit. Playing pretty far back. London once again is going to go in right away. Waterloo's defender there had a lot of second thoughts. Now London can make it 3 before half. Sent into the box, or not quite into the box. They'll back out. Waterloo finally able to show some life defensively. Far side looking for the cross. Takes it short. Milligan.
And out for a corner kick off the Waterloo defender. I believe on the right side that Tennille Gray has beat her that right back for Waterloo, I believe 8 times compared to the 1 time that the Waterloo defender stopped her.
So Waite's going to take the corner, although they have 2 over there, and they're going to take it short.
Great move by Benatti to go down the byline. Shoots. Great save by Masaryk controlling that.
Surprised she went right at the net. Mazurik's going to send it long over to Siakam. Siakam doesn't quite have the speed to get it there, but is still going to put a lot of pressure on. The problem for Waterloo is they only had Siakam there, so no one could help out.
That's the issue with London pressuring how much they are. You need bodies back in order to get the ball out of your half. But then when you're in the attacking half, you've got nobody there to help.
Gay looking for a cross. And is dispossessed, and that may have been the first time this game I've seen Gay get dispossessed. But London's still able to recover quickly into the box. This could be something. No, a little bit of a miscommunication there. I think Milligan knew she was offside, but the pass went to her anyway. Masaryk taking the free kick from her own box. Gonna take it short, and Milligan right on her right away. And finally, Waterloo has to send it a little long. No foul there. London able to keep possession.
Great job by Sadie Waite, blocking off her defender in order to get possession of that ball.
They've really been putting the wood to him early. Blair is hammered by Kramer. And about a half hour into this game, Waterloo has had no answers. Sent to the sideline. Another quick pass into the box here. This could be something here. Benatti over the shot. Save. Great save by Masaryk. But another great play by London.
Definitely a confidence boosting save for Masaryk, as it's been tough for her down 2 goals, but now her confidence back up as she gets that save in traffic.
I don't think either goal could be attributed to Masaryk making a bad breed. She's been pretty stellar so far, but London has just been too much for the Waterloo defense to answer for. Now Waterloo finally able to get something going offensively, sending it deep as the lights turn on here. Very physical play, as has been the entire game by Kramer, but able to make something work, or able to get anything to work for Waterloo, and London able to get possession back, and they will take this one long or sideways, and that could be a lot of trouble. Oh, just able to get where it wanted to go.
One thing that can't happen is that receiving player be flat-footed. Thomas was flat-footed as she was looking to get that cross, and Simrancic almost was able to intercept it as she was just waiting for the ball to come to her.
Singledam has been probably the most valuable player for Waterloo so far, but only after taking the soccer ball to the face. Since then, she's been the best player by far offensively for Waterloo, as Siakam's in the corner now. Not a place where she wants to be, and she's dispossessed. And has to play pretty physically to get out of that jam.
Benatti now looking for an outlet. Finds Rossborough on the right.
London defense, they like playing out of the back. And now this could be, oh, ankle breaker, are you kidding me?
Little feint there by Milligan, dropped her defender in order for her to get into the center of the field.
Haley Cardis coming off the bench for an injury substitute. The trainer might have to check her ankles. What an absolute beautiful play.
Here we have the replay of that. Milligan with a little feint to the left, drops her defender on that standpoint and just immobilizes her completely.
The Allen Iverson of soccer. Many people are calling Milligan. That's not true. I just called her that for the first time. But they should start calling her that. Sends it long. Waterloo really having no answers. Siakam now gets a really pretty pass there. This could be something. Back to Siakam, picked off, and a good read there by Mackenzie.
Great job by Madeline Mackenzie in order to find that interception between the 1-2 of Simorancic and Siakam.
And for the past 5 minutes, we could tell that Waterloo knows if they want to get back in this game, they need to play more physical. This could be something here. Milligan, no, I don't know about that call. But offside is called down.
I'm not too sure about that call, but if there's a replay possible, would love to take a look at it as play gets back underway here.
So I know there's a lot of changes in League One Ontario, where League One Canada is becoming a thing, and we're getting a lot more professionalized as we get closer to, or as we get further along in Canada soccer. I'm just saying, maybe VAR was needed there. Chance here. Abby Kramer sends that over. Waterloo trying to get something going offensively before half. And all over them now. Waterloo finally able to get something going. Can they get a shot, though, is the question. Because Steinhauer has not been troubled for the last 10 or so minutes.
Yeah, one thing for goalies who don't get too much action with their team being so far up the pitch, you need to stay focused. You need your mindset can't falter. And it's a great save by Steinhauer, just rebuilding her confidence and making her solidified in net.
There's Steinhauer. And like you were saying earlier, Steinhauer makes those look really easy. Those aren't easy.
From personal experience, it's really scary watching a ball like that come in, because you don't know if somebody's coming at you or if the ball's going to take a certain dip or dive.
Waterloo looking to cross again, gets it in there. Siakam trying to cause some trouble here. Siakam can't quite get the turn and shoot off, and London was able to swarm.
It's a great job of just smothering defense by the FC London players.
Turning back. And oh, great play there by Gay.
Great interception by Gay, taking her defender on the right. Is she able to speed past her? Gets the cross in for Milligan.
Oh, what a play!
What a goal by Stephanie Milligan. Jennifer Milligan, my apologies. Great job by Tennille Gay in order to get the interception and take it wide in order for the cross. Beautiful play all around.
Tennille Gay going almost coast to coast with this one. An absolute picture-perfect pass, and once again, absolutely nothing Caitlin Mazur could do about that one. That's 2 for Jennifer Milligan.
Straight through the wickets of Mazurek. It's hard as a goalie to take those type of goals because you were so close, but just you couldn't get to it.
So 3-0 early for FC London.
FC London goal.
And that brings Jennifer Milligan into sole second on the goal scoring race this year, although I'm sure this will not be the first goal scoring race update so far this year, as Julie Benatti's been all over the pitch and she is right behind her.
We were talking before the game, and I told you I wouldn't be surprised if London had over 10 shots in the first half, and we can see that now with the 3 goals up on the board. They're only going to carry that momentum into the second half.
Waterloo is absolutely stunned. They have not seen a team like this year. Can they get some positive momentum going before the break? That one sent long. Back to Steinhauer, and Steinhauer sends it out to half, and FC London once again on the counterattack. But Waterloo able to shut it down, and now we play 20-yard football once again. Sent over. Single down out here on the right. She's looking crossfield for Siakam. Gets the ball over. No. Controlled by the number 7, Megan Scott. Singledam has very easily been Waterloo's most valuable player so far, but she can't do much with how London's been swarming so far. Just the raw talent they have, and it's really been something to watch.
With those young legs, like we were saying earlier, the younger generation can run a lot more, and that they've got more energy than most players now.
Oh my goodness. Turnover, and Sadie Waite went for a worldie. Couldn't quite cash it.
Here on the replay, Waite collecting the ball in 40 yards out and decides to take a shot from 25 yards out and just barely misses to the left of the goal.
A lot of coaches would say that's a bad shot, but when you're that open and that strong, there's not really such thing as a bad shot.
So Morancic now back deep, further than she's been all game.
And that clatters up on the scoreboard. And that's going to be Waterloo ball. Waterloo has been able to get stuff going in bursts, but London has kept the pressure up consistently like a sledgehammer. And Waterloo has had no answer. Sinkeldam.
Great control by Sinkeldam in order to give her that space away from the defender with that first touch.
Sent up the middle. Sinkeldam, like a hawk, gets to it. Sinkeldam trying to take it herself. And a little bit of a dance with Sadie Waite there, and neither are able to get real possession out of it. Waterloo has to take it back. Sent up, and another interception. But London can't do much with it. Waterloo needs Siakam to cause more havoc up there. That's kind of her role, and aside from a couple chances early, hasn't really been able to do much.
There haven't been too many opportunities for Siakam to play that bully type of role, but here we have Julia Benatti on the right with the ball, skipping past her defender, just barely getting that blocked.
A great block there by Victoria Chong. That could have been real dangerous. Ellen sent long. Once again, Waterloo looking to make something happen.
Cardis with a great touch, again giving her that separation she needed to look for the next opportunity, but the ball now in the feet of Steinhauer.
That London box has been an absolute fortress so far as Thomas goes down hard. And that was Abby Kramer took her down. Abby Kramer had a good about 20 minutes from about the 20-minute mark to the 40-minute mark now, but did not have a great early.
It took her a little bit to get her legs warmed up, but since that second, this 20th minute, she's been that player for Waterloo who's almost done everything.
Oh, a great long ball. This could be something here. Benatti scores! Julia Benatti! Anything you can do, Jennifer Milligan, I can do better with the snipe. It is 4-0, and we are 40 minutes in.
Julia Benatti now back into second place, tied with Jennifer Milligan with 2 goals each on the night. The great play by Benatti, finding that ball throughout the defenders and slotting it home on the left side.
And an absolute fantastic long ball. I believe that was Rosborough who put that ball in. London is rolling.
Second goal of the game, scorer number 4, Julia Benatti.
London's been winning games by a lot lately. I did not expect them to beat Waterloo by this much, as they have this first half.
It was a 2v4 situation, but I just didn't think it was going to be this mismatched. Like you say, it's insane to see the difference of quality, like the difference of play between these two teams.
Siakam looking to try and make something happen here, and that's really well read. I think that was Milligan coming up. And now Mackenzie.
Mackenzie, one of the
back, but couldn't quite get it.
One of the senior players on the team, still has a spot in the squad, and she's been a great leadership role for those younger players.
Waterloo hasn't had a lot of answers so far, but they have had some good play by Siakam and by Sinkeldam.
Great link-up play by London, playing that first touch pass between the midfielders with Benatti now over to Abate on the left, crosses it. Great save by Mazurek, but giving up a big rebound.
4-0 isn't great, but Mazurek can still feel great about her first half. She's made some really tough saves. This could be a lot worse if not for Mazurek. Siakam gets it over. Cardis came off the bench, looking to try and be a difference maker. Siakam with some finesse. Sent over.
Simranchich with the cross in the middle.
Oh, loose out front, shot! Oh, it hit a body. Still loose, and how did Waterloo not score? Great play by Steinhauer to keep that one out.
A scramble in the 6-yard box. It was a great job by Steinhauer, not focusing on attacking the ball, but making sure that she had all of her net covered with defenders there. It's hard to not fight that urge to go for that ball, but she stayed back and was able to keep her wits about her to block off the rest of the net.
Fantastic play by Waterloo. I don't know how they didn't finish. The ball was on Kramer's foot, and then suddenly it was not. So fantastic defensive play by London, and Waterloo's got to be shaking their head, especially only 2 minutes before half, going, how did we not capitalize on that? It's 4-0 now. So a little bit of a delay. The ball, I think Steinhauer tried to play quick before the referee called her in. So now we get going. London having to play back. Waterloo trying to pressure a lot more than they have. Showing a bit of life now after that great play. And now a counterattack. Here comes Gay. Gay sends it long. It's going to be a foot race. I rate Milligan in this. Milligan the shot. Saved by Mazurek. I don't think Mazurek wanted to get a foot on that. I think she thought it was going to go wide, but she did. And now it's a corner.
Great counterattack from London again. They're playing their tactics perfectly in this first half. Immediately into the midfield with Benatti, and then out to the right with Gay. It's been a combination that has not been able to be stopped today.
Corner coming up here. That's Benatti out there taking it. She's going to send it in. Up to the far side. Shot wide, a great chance there. I believe that was Morgan Blair, but couldn't quite reel it in and ended up pulling it a little wide. And they played that out, but there is the side judges calling the referee in. I'm not sure what happened here.
I believe that's Julia Benatti with the referee.
She's holding something in her left hand. And she's going to go down. She's laboring her left leg, it looks like.
Minimum of 1 minute of extra time in the first half.
And we will get 1 minute of injury time. And London would really like to avoid Benatti going down.
At the moment, playing with 10 players just for the extra minute of stoppage time now in the first half.
Waterloo needs to take advantage, and that won't help.
Yeah, that basically shut down their final opportunities now with 15 seconds left in the first half of stoppage time.
Sent long. They're probably just going to try and dribble out the last 10 seconds or so, however long the referee would like it to go.
Referee looks down at his watch.
And they're going to keep going, at least for now. Rosenborough is under a lot of trouble. Waterloo could be thinking they're lucky stars here. Played into the box, hit a body, goes wide, and they're going to let them take a corner. And they're probably not going to play it out. Do you send Mazurek into the box?
No, it's the first half. As of right now, I wouldn't send her, because if he's going to continue playing, you've got that open net for London if you do send her up.
Sent into the corner, headed, it's up. Oh, what a fantastic save. World class by Steinhauer.
Those are one of those saves where it's hard to see if the ball's going to hit the crossbar or if you're going to have to save it. But Steinhauer, great hands off the crossbar.
Steinhauer keeps it clean for the first half. London absolutely opened the door. It's 4-0 as we head to half.
Score at the end of the first half. BVB IA Waterloo 0. Next
Looking for the best way to get the Major League Baseball games you want to watch? Rogers Super Sports Pack has you covered. With MLB Extra Innings, you'll have a premium ticket to out-of-market regular season games with all games available in HD. Don't miss the action from the games you want from both the American and National Leagues. MLB Extra Innings, part of the Super Sports Pack. For only $35.95 a month, Rogers customers get all this for one all-inclusive price. Order using your remote starting on channel 431 or visit Rogers.com today.
Hi, I'm Matt Loop, and I am currently on Jack Mornings with Stax, Megan, and Loop on Jack 102.3.
But it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day today. I can't believe...
I was first introduced to volunteering at Rogers back when I was taking TV broadcasting at Fanshawe, and I've really been volunteering ever since.
I love it when a show comes together.
When I first started at Rogers, I was behind the scenes doing camera for sports broadcasts and in studio shows, but then I put a proposal in for a sketch comedy show called Channel Surfing, and then I went on to host some shows like What's Up London.
I don't think they have a jumpsuit big enough for me.
I wouldn't be where I am today without the wealth of experience that I got at Rogers. Not only did I get to improve my broadcasting skills in an actual environment, but as far as the sketch comedy went, it also helped my writing, my self-esteem. It also helped me on air as well. And now look where I am. I'm hosting a radio show. It's crazy.
Do you enjoy watching FC London soccer on Rogers TV? Then join the crew. Volunteers learn the skills needed to put on a show, including camera, audio, graphics, and more. Visit rogerstv.com/volunteer to sign up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tricar Field here in London, Ontario, as FC London are up 4-0. We'll be back with more FC London soccer here on Rogers TV right after this.
I started playing softball when I was 4 years old. I loved it because it was all about having fun with my friends. And it still is.
From little kids to adults to seniors, softball is a sport for everyone. Join us.
Leonard Thompson, 13 years old, diabetes mellitus, 65 pounds.
Starve the child to let them live. The treatment's as cruel as the disease. It's a death sentence.
Dr. Banting.
This could be it.
He's the first to receive this trial.
But will it save him?
It's not pure enough.
So we try again. And again. And again.
Before the discovery of insulin, diabetes was a death sentence. Banting, Best, Collop, and MacLeod's breakthrough has saved millions of lives. Leonard Thompson's was the first.
Do you enjoy watching FC London soccer on Rogers TV? Then join the crew. Volunteers learn the skills needed to put on a show, including camera, audio, graphics, and more. Visit rogerstv.com/volunteer to sign up. Welcome back to Tricar Field here. One thing we're going to take a look at are the goals from the first half. London is up 4-0 in an emphatic first half fashion. Here we had Milligan on the right and finishing it in the top right. In my opinion, playing keeper for 8 years, there's that goal you couldn't do much for Mazurek. Here with the Benatti goal, it's a cross net goal. There's not much she could have done there. Maybe cut the angle down. This is the goal I will give to her, though. She did let it go through between her legs. She was right there. She could have gotten the hand to it, gotten the leg to it. But this goal here by Benatti, there's not much she can do about it. It's a one-on-one. She goes left. She gets to the right side, but it's just too quick for her. But on the other hand, for Masaryk, she did have some great saves in the first half. We'll take a look at those right now. Here we had Grigay coming in on the right, but a great collection by Masaryk as she scoops that into her stomach. This is a solid save in order to gain a little bit of confidence back. Here we had Milligan in for a bat, just off the crossbar. There wasn't much that Masaryk could have done there, but she held her ground. Great save in traffic by Masaryk there with the shot but abate. But Milligan there just gave her that little bit of, fear there if she was going to get a foot to it.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse if not for how Masaryk played. Both teams, I mean, had their strengths and weaknesses. They were pretty similar. London just made it a lot better.
Yeah, the quality from London compared to Waterloo, it's not far, but it's the quickness of London that's been able to give them that upper hand down the wings and getting that ball into the box.
Yeah, Waterloo, they like to play a lot like London does. They're almost the same team tactically, but London just has the skill. They have the, whatever your word you're on use for it, skill, talent, and even though they don't have the experience, they're making up for it by just having the pace.
Yeah, they have that ability in order to produce what they're trying to do. It's just it's worked out for them. Waterloo, hopefully they can come into the second half on a different foot and see if they're able to collect their legs at halftime to give these fans a bit more of a not a blowout, but like a collective game.
Yeah, and it's really shocking that it's 4-0 too. These teams are not far apart in the standings. In fact, like either team who won was going to take first place from Vaughan. Look at Waterloo is in fourth. They're only 3 points back of Vaughan, 2 points back of London. And yet London just absolutely blew the doors off them that first half. I mean, we thought this was going to be the first big test for Waterloo, and here we are. For London, sorry.
Yeah, the test of Waterloo, it's been conquered in my opinion just in the first half already. Whatever they do in the second half is just a cherry on top. Just with that, you can see the quality of play between London and Waterloo, even in the goal total now in the plus minus with a 21 to 6. It's a 15 goal difference between these two clubs.
And speaking of the goal difference, I mean, a lot of that has been London being able to recognize who their top scorers are and just get the ball to them and let them do their magic. There's been fantastic assists this game. There's been fantastic plays, but the finishing has been absolutely unreal, and it shows in the stats where these two players are. I mean, and we look here, this is before today. They've added 2 goals in 45 minutes to this, or 2 goals each in 45 minutes, and I mean, those are ungodly standings right there.
Well, when we look back to last year, and Jade Kovacevic had a whole team's worth amount of goals to herself in the first 5-6 games. It's nice to see that London has 2 of those players in order to step up and keep that goal scoring prowess on the team.
And they're now each of them is only 2 goals back of the #1 scorer in the whole league, Leah Pay from Vaughan. And I mean, they're on pace to do it today. We didn't expect that.
Yeah, exactly. This is if it's any game in the season, it's going to be this game. They've got 2 goals in the first half each, and they're on pace for. I'm hoping to see that we see an 8-0 win here.
So you've played at a lot higher level than I have. So I have to ask, coming out of halftime, you're sitting in there. The kids are on the field right now. What is the energy like in both those dressing rooms? Because, I mean, the energy in the Waterloo dressing room can be great. How do you get motivated to come out and try and make up this 4-goal deficit?
I'll be honest, I've been on this exact same situation on both sides, on the winning side and on the losing side. When you're on the winning side, it's perfect. Like you played your tactics perfectly, your coach is happy, all the players are happy. The next thing is basically just go into the second half and try it again. But for the Waterloo, on the other hand, it's what can we do to make sure that we can, what can we do to stop the bleeding? Just defensively, what are some changes that we need to make? Offensively, what can we do in order to not have the mistakes that we had last half with the scramble in front of the net being kicked out wide? And it's just those small little details that everybody on Waterloo needs to collectively agree on in order to make sure that they can come out in the second half and play to their top potential.
So as we go into the second half, is there a player on both sides you would like to look forward to make a big impact?
Honestly, I'm looking in Waterloo. I'm looking at Simarancic, and then for London, I'm looking at Abate. For London, Abate's been one of their best strikers today. Not just off the ball. She's been having great runs. She's had those passes where it leads to the pass to the assist, where she is able to find that dividing pass into the 6-yard box, and it just gets cut back. But I'm excited to see if she's going to be able to get on the score sheet tonight, just because Benatti and Milligan have just been absolutely destroying Waterloo today.
Right. We are going to get out of halftime shortly. FC London Soccer here on Rogers TV right after this.
Okay, so here we are at the rep room looking at another couple great exercises to be doing with your kids. Today we're going to look at a plank, which is anti-rotation, going to work on your core. So the very first thing, you can see Casheroos, he's kind of doing push-ups here, but he's also working on a plank. He's got a nice flat back, and his abs are nice and tight, stopping his hips from dropping down. And this is what we know as a high plank. So for the adults, a couple of versions that we use is we use an elbow plank. So Jessie's going to come to her elbows, hold up nice and high, nice flat back, and she's got her pelvis tucked underneath. Now, if we need to make this a little bit more challenging for our more advanced exercises, we can add a little bit of instability. So what's going to happen is she's going to put her elbows up on the plank and again hold. Now her body's trying to resist all this motion. The further she pushes her elbows out, the more challenging this exercise is going to become.
Launching a canoe from a dock is a simple procedure. The paddle partner should climb aboard by placing one hand on the dock for balance and the other on the outside gunnel of the canoe. Then, you swing the stern of the canoe close to the dock, and the stern paddler climbs aboard using the same procedure. Once settled, push away from the dock and paddle away.
Watch, play, and win every Monday night at 8 p.m. Play Optimus TV Bingo on Rogers TV. Cards are available at multiple London locations and are good for all 3 games. Weekly jackpot totals $3,000. And speaking of the jackpot, FC London has cashed in the first half, 4-0 in just the first half as the referees take the field. Let's take a look at all 4 of them because, I mean, there wasn't a bad one.
Yeah, as you see here, you got Jennifer Milligan on the right. Just she finds the one place where Masaryk just can't get to the ball, and it's a perfect place finish. Wait there, finding Benatti on the left, and she sends it cross goal in order for her to just get that goal in. There we have Milligan just slotting in between Masaryk's legs. That's out of the 4 goals, that's the one goal that I think Masaryk could have saved properly. And Benatti here with another cross goal finish, slotting it home the left side.
I mean, you had the spectrum there. You went the classy, picture perfect, like meat and potatoes. The best strikers make those plays 10 out of 10 times goals, and then you had that the first goal there,
just the one-off hit where you just hit and pray.
Yeah, the one from Milligan, the strike from that far out. My goodness, I remember calling it. I didn't think it was in at first because I thought there's no way anyone could score from there, and it was an absolute picture perfect shot as the referees are on the pitch waiting for each team to return. The Waterloo players are back. The London players getting their last little preparations in. And we talked about you just can't get complacent. I mean, you scored 4. There's nothing to say that Waterloo can't score 4.
I wanted to bring that point up. London right now can't come out of halftime leading into the second half where they can't come out flat-footed. They need to keep that aggression up. They need to keep that high press up like they were doing the entire first half. That was the reason why they were able to get 4 past Masaryk.
Here they come now, coming out for the second half, and like I said, we talked a lot about Milligan and Benatti, and of course they had the excellent finishes, but there has not been a player on this field that has had a bad game for London.
Everybody's been quality today for London. Just there hasn't been a mistake made for them to slip up and for Waterloo to take an opportunity. This is probably the most technical game that I've seen London play so far this season.
Tennille Gay had a pair of assists. Megan Scott has looked really good in the back. Rachel Rosborough has been one of the most classy defenders this game. And how about Jaden Steinhauer? We keep saying her praises, but they're absolutely deserved.
Steinhauer, like I said in the first half, I wanted her to take control of her box, and she did exactly that. She made sure that her defenders knew that she was coming out to get the ball, that the ball was hers, and that she didn't just shy away and stay timid in her net and wait for the ball to come to her. It was great to see her attack that and take control of her 16 yards.
As you see, Sadie Wade, who's also had a great game, and Megan Scott doing their last-minute preparations before we get going here. And is there anyone on the bench for London that you want to see this half come out and make an impact?
Honestly, whoever head coach Garrett Peters brings on, I know is a good choice for his club, because the way he set up his team, they're going to succeed.
Right.
As of in this game, the way he set them up, the tactics, and the shape that he's put them in, he's set them up perfectly to take on this Waterloo side. So whoever it's going to be a great substitution.
And Waterloo's already used a substitution. I believe it was Emily Penny who came off with some sort of injury, was replaced by Haley Cardis, who, honestly, Haley Cardis was probably the second or third best player Waterloo had that half and only played about 30 minutes.
It does look like Julia Benatti is not part of that little huddle there for FC London, stemming back to that injury we saw in the last dying breaths of this first half.
So both teams doing their last-minute preparations here, getting mentally ready for the second half, and the substitutions are being made. It looks like London's making 3. I saw Taylor Bubnick's number come up on the screen. I believe I saw Robin Scott's number come up on the screen.
And Emily Andrews. So it looks like Emily Andrews, it looks like Robin Scott, and
I saw Taylor Bubnick's number.
There you go. That's the 3 changes for London, it looks like.
Number 4, Julia Benatti.
So Benatti
and
coming off.
Taylor Bubnick.
And we did see Benatti laboring her leg a little bit. It didn't look like a major injury, but honestly, it's 4-0. You want her for the rest of the season. And especially with how physical Waterloo's playing, you don't want to take any chances. So Benatti, although she may have had a chance to enter the scoring race in a big way today, this is the smart decision.
When it comes to personal achievements, it doesn't really matter at the end of the season if you're the team standing there with the trophy at the end.
Right.
So having that League One Canada trophy in your hands, it doesn't matter who wins the scoring race if you don't have that.
So we will get our first look at those players in a second, but Siakam is going to start off for Waterloo. I did not see any changes made for Waterloo. They've already used the sub. They only have 4 left, so we will have to see, as the clock actually didn't start. So referee's watch is going to be important. Sent over. Waterloo playing out of their own half. They're going right to left this time. London going left to right on your screen. And as the lights come down, it's going to be a much different playing field. Metaphorically and literally, as the field cools down, it's going to get a little less bouncy. And you can't really change your play style for either team, because Waterloo, they have how they play, unless they really change things up at halftime. Sorry about that. Someone fell over in the bleachers, but everyone's okay. London pushing hard, and they're actually going to, they will keep possession. No, they will lose possession. So Waterloo is pushing early in this half. We saw them push early last half, but London was finally able to catch their groove, and once they scored that first one, it was metaphorically game over, and almost literally, as Waterloo's got a mountain to climb.
The one thing if the one piece of advice I can give Waterloo is don't give up. It's not over. There's the cliche old saying, it's not over till the fat lady sings. But you can't give up. You need to continue to drive and see if you can't come back and surpass this lead, and see if you can't pull all 3 points out of the bag today.
Right. And don't give up seems like hollow advice, but it really is true that there's nothing that says Waterloo can't score 4.5 because London did it, and you play basically the same play style as them.
Coming out of halftime with seeing that 4 goals up on the scoreboard, it is demoralizing, but it's also it gives you that little bit of boot. It gives you a kick in the ass in order to get you back into the game. So you don't have to look at it as a 4-0 win. It's motivation to make it a 4-2 or 4-3 game.
Right. 47 in. And Siakam with a nice little interception. Siakam could make something happen here. You're not really going to push Siakam off the ball unless you've got the pace. Waterloo pushing. That's Haley Cardis on the far side. And that hit the flag. They're going to call it, I believe, a throw-in. Looking around. London closing in pretty well on that throw-in. Oh, another one off. That's 2 today, but that's Thomas, and she's going to play through it. The shot. This could be trouble. Great save. Still trouble. Oh my goodness, what a save
by Steinhauer. I haven't seen a save like that in a couple of years, where it comes off the crossbar, and you see it here on your screen. It's going to come off the crossbar, and the striker is going to hit her into the chest, and Steinhauer is just able to collect it in her hands and make sure that the ball doesn't go anywhere but out of her box.
It's such a luxury to have a team that can score 4 goals and a half and also have the best goalie in the league.
That's definitely coming out of the half. It's definitely a confidence booster, if not making sure that she's stuck into this game, and her mentality is just, I can't let anything pass me.
Waterloo's going to play to Mazurek now. London not pressuring as much as they were in the first half, but still pressuring pretty hard. And this playing a little sloppy there were the Waterloo defenders. The shot, Mazurek with the save, it spills out, and it's not quite cleaned up. Could be some trouble coming in. Good defensive work there by the referee. And a couple of physical shots there. I believe London had the foul that was called, though.
We're going to take a look at that save by Mazurek as Emily Andrews takes a shot from the 16 yards, just squeaks out by her, but her defender of the number 9, we're looking at Haley Cardis, she was able to get the ball clear with a little bit of a scuff in front of her net.
Waterloo has really not had any room to breathe. London, you see this play here, the London player gets a step or two before they run into some trouble. Waterloo has not had that luxury. London has been all over them. The second they touch the ball, they're not able to breathe.
The one thing that is separating London from Waterloo is their first touches. They've been able to find touches in order to get them away from their defenders, giving them that separation, giving them that time in order to make up a play and look for their options.
Avery Thomas on the far side trying to work into the box. The shot, saved by Mazurek.
It's another confidence-boosting save for Mazurek. Now just 5 minutes out of the half. She's definitely solidified herself back in net, and we'll see if anything else manages to squeak by her tonight.
And you see in the background there the in-stadium scoreboard's having some technical difficulties, but we're confident in our on-screen scoreboard here is accurate. So we're 50 minutes in. Sadie Waite playing it back, and once again, London getting a lot of time and room to work.
This is one thing that London has been doing very well tonight, where they're playing it around the back, sucking in all of the Waterloo players and defenders by dropping their ranks and providing Waterloo space to bring their players up, leaving the defenders high on high water and just on an island where they can't defend properly.
The false counters that London's been able to pull off have been absolutely unreal. Here's one right here. You've got a couple of options, sending over to Tennille Gay.
Great ball by Andrews, giving Gray space on the right.
Gay sent over.
Back to Andrews.
Lewis. Back to Gay, and they're going to send it out wide. Still not.
Is able to get there. bumped over by the number 11. We're looking at Kramer.
Rosborough, a bit of a quiet first half, now making something happen now.
Now with the ball's Taylor Bubnick, who gets dispossessed, and now Waterloo come out with it with Chimerancic. She's the one that I said we're gonna have to look out for in the second half. Up to Abby Kramer on the right, shoots.
Shot off the bar, another chance, shot, big save. And my goodness, Jaden Steinhauer is, I don't know if she's the best in the league, the luckiest in the league, or both. That was an absolute howitzer, and it clatters off the iron.
Great shot off the bar, and Steinhauer actually was a little late getting there, but the shot anyways.
Oh goodness, Steinhauer! Oh, what a save! Another shot, another one off the line. Great save! Goodness! Are you kidding me?
What a save sequence by the number 7 Megan Scott. She's kept her team off the scoreboard for Waterloo.
Steinhauer made the initial mistake, was able to make the recovery saves, let a rebound spill, and Megan Scott was able to clean it up. I have never seen that.
If this game finishes with a goose egg for Waterloo, I will be surprised. They have certainly ramped up their attacking prowess.
Whatever the manager said in halftime definitely worked.
Like I said, coming into the second half, if Waterloo came out guns a-blazing with a different step in their boots, they were going to be able to find space and ways to get to FC London's net.
Let's take a look at that again if we can. The initial mistake there.
Miscue by Steinhauer, leading to 2 great saves by the number 7 Megan Scott, leading into a third, which is the ball clearing, danger-ridding save of the sequence. And here we have Andrews churning up the field, finding Gay, but Milligan, the referee is going to call it offside as Tennille Gay left it for Jennifer Milligan.
I'm not sure if Gay was offside or Milligan was, but or honestly, I don't think either was offside.
Milligan was the onside one, but Gay, as she was part of the play, but not touching the ball anyways, she was still part of the play leading to that offside call. If she was to take a step or two away from the ball, from the path, everything would have been fine. It was a great opportunity for London, shut down by an offside call. But now we have Waterloo looking to capitalize on their possession.
And London back to their attacking ways, really trying to push as many yellow shirts into their own half as they can. The one thing Waterloo has over London is that they're a lot more physical and a lot stronger upper body-wise, whereas they can really push a player off the ball if they have to. And that's something London doesn't quite have, is that we have a substitute coming in here.
We have number 29, Logan Horg, coming on for the number 5, or for the number 8, my apologies, Jennifer Milligan.
And we also have Allie Hicks coming on for Tennille Gay.
Number 5, Tennille Gay.
So Logan Hong and...
Also exiting number 8, Jennifer Milligan. Entering the game wearing number 29, Logan Hong.
Logan Hong entering the game for the number 8, Jennifer Milligan.
20, Allie Hicks.
So Hicks and Hong are going to look to try and make an impact early. And like I said, 4-0. We're 54 minutes in now. You don't need your scorers out there. You need some people who can play defense, and Hong and Hicks definitely can. But London's still swarming in the attacking end. Finally, Waterloo able to make a play here.
Great play by Kira Guerrero, who's able to keep that ball on her feet as she was surrounded by London defenders.
Steinhauer, a bit of a shaky first half, combined with a couple world-class saves. Looking to try and settle in now, hoping for not a lot of work. Cross into Siakam, is picked off and sent down, and spills out. This could be trouble.
Hong now on the ball, sends it offside.
That's quite a bit offside.
Yeah, she was a meter and a half offside, not looking there for the line. But another opportunity for London off that counterattack. The ball was it was in their corner flag, and then all of a sudden, it's into the final third on the Waterloo side.
Just really demoralizing to play against when you finally get the play deep, you make one small mistake, and suddenly you're potentially picking out the back of your net.
Here we have Simarancic skipping past defenders, finding
Siakam with the chance. It's offside. I believe that was
Kayla Kramer offside who passed it over to Siakam. But quick play here with Waite now on the ball. Back to Steinhauer. Who clears it only as long as Alexandria Schwang.
Put into the box. This could be trouble. Steinhauer coming all the way out. Gets clattered, but able to collect the ball.
It was a great collection by Steinhauer. Running out immediately, she saw the danger there and collecting it as cleanly as we possibly could. One thing I was concerned about with Steinhauer coming into the second half with a big lead was she was going to get complacent, and we saw it with her little mistake there on the outlet pass leading into that save sequence by Megan Scott.
Waterloo has to play back a little bit. A couple of red shirts get sucked in and have to go back out. Now Waterloo with a shot, but that pass goes nowhere.
Great sucking in that defender there by Morgan Blair, just taking another Waterloo player out of the equation as she draws her in.
Sent into the box, but cleared out pretty easily. Waterloo's still pressuring hard, though. They would, if they want to stay in this game, they need to go quick. Oh, that could have been something there. Great defensive play there by Victoria Schwang on the far side. London, they still have the 4-0 lead, but they have not been as dominant as they were earlier in this game. And they could make me eat my words here. Sent in the box. No, great defensive play again. Waterloo finally able to get something going defensively. Now a chance here. Hong has to go far for it. Gonna look to cross it. Hong sends it in the box. Not quite where she wanted it to go.
It's a great first time cross by Hong, but I would have liked to see her take a touch there in order to get it controlled and have a nicer, more calculated cross go into the box.
Hong got dispossessed, but it goes out of play, and no, they're going to say it went off of Hong last. Hong gets dispossessed. Stays with the play, though, and a good defensive play there by It
was a great job by Greer. Greer coming in for Waterloo has been their best player so far in the second half. She's been able to keep control of the ball coming out of their defensive half and giving their attackers great outlet passes.
Rosborough sends it long, a bit too long perhaps, and indeed, Andrews couldn't quite get to it.
That was a good opportunity for FC London. Just a bit of a heavy pass by the number 13, Rachel Rosborough.
So Waterloo back in their own end, a place they've been pretty familiar with, at least in the first half, although not that part of the field, obviously. But in the second half, they've had a bit more luck. Now London trying to settle back in. Siakam gets it over. Now Kayla Kramer trying to set something up. They'll play it back.
Greer again, commanding her team from the back.
Now this could be something. Send in long. No, shut down once again. Now a little mini counter here for London. Put up in the air. Playing a little bit of ping pong here, back and forth in the midfield. Blair at the back with it. Trying to figure out what she wants to do with it. She's just got to send it long.
Heavy touch by Andrews. Boxed out there by the number 17, Abby Kramer.
Kramer now. Ooh, big chance here. Coming in with some speed and gets checked off the ball. Good tackle there.
She had her head up for one quick second before that interaction with Waite. She might have been able to find her sister, Haley, on the other side.
London playing out of the back again. They're very comfortable doing this, but Waterloo trying to make that a little less so.
Now Waterloo with the high pressure, keeping London boxed into their corner flag area.
London, again, just able to use their speed and talent to try and push out of that nice tactic by Waterloo. Now this could be something going back the other way. Send long, but no one's really going for a run. The closest one there is Andrews.
Linesman's kept his flag down. Andrews is able to collect the ball.
Andrews trying to get that in the middle, gets hammered into the fence, no call, and here comes Waterloo the other way. In fact, that's actually cut off. Bubnik coming off the bench. Sent into the middle of the field. They're looking around, trying to play it to the back now. Sadie Waite gets that over to Hong. Hong thought about a shot, gonna take it herself. And actually a little bit of a miscommunication there with, I believe that was Andrews. They'll play out of the back once again. Blair, keeping your head up, eyes open. Decides the best course of action is to get it back to Scott. Scott took the captain's armband once Benatti went off, so she will now have the captain's duties. Sent into the midfield, Waterloo. This could be something. London having some trouble. Siakam went down hard there. And a foul was called on London. And it looks like the ref is pointing at Talia Lewis.
Yeah, just a little clip on the back of the heels of Alexandria Huang. It sets up Waterloo about 20 yards out from goal. And we'll see if they put a shot on net or if they put up a cross into the box.
Huang and Green are the ones standing over the ball. London players will make the wall. And looking around, it looks like they might try and make a run from the right. You've got all the difference makers offensively for Waterloo out on the near right. So this one might be on net. The shot, a little high.
It was a great shot by the number 6, Kira Gren, but it went over the bar. It didn't really phase keeper of FC London, Jaden Steinhauer.
Steinhauer's had a lot more of an eventful game than the scoreboard would show. Waterloo has been able to get some chances here and there. And could be another one here. Nice play there. There's a chance for Green. Shot! Saved by Steinhauer! Another one! Out front! Is that going to be cleared out? Finally it is. Waterloo not out of it yet. Siakam gets dispossessed. Really nice play there by Hong. London finally able to clear out, looking for the counter now.
Again, London playing their tactics beautifully. Sadie Waite with an outlet pass over to the number 12, Taylor Bubnick. Now Andrews down on the touchline. The ref gives it to Waterloo for a goal kick.
And we will get another substitution. It's gonna be Avery Thomas finally coming off, and coming in for FC London, Brianna Garcia.
So
FC London getting a lot shorter in the back, but gaining some pace.
Entering the game, we're number 17, Brianna Garcia.
Play to the back, Waterloo. Sadie Waite sends it back. Megan Scott is going to play it all the way back to Steinhauer, and London's going to try and go for a false counter again. They're going to just send it long to Hong, and they're actually going to have the numbers advantage here. Hong dispossessed. Great defensive play there by Madeline Wright, who we haven't seen a lot of this game, but making a nice little play. Now playing at the back.
Great turn by the number 7, Megan Scott, just to get that separation from Siakam.
Waterloo trying to hem London in a little bit here, but London has had the numbers advantage there. They're going to make the turn and try and go for a little run here. Sends it long to Hong. Hong has a lot of open space.
Cuts it into Andrews, doesn't find her, finds the number 21 in Thalia Lewis.
Hong and Andrews have had a lot of communication issues this game so far.
Lewis
ruined some great chances. Now here comes Waterloo the other way. They've got some pacey defenders, but that's turned aside, and now Hong again. Andrews. Sorry, Ali Hicks. Hicks has it, looking for Hong. Gonna shake her off and give it to Rosborough. Rosborough sends it back, and London's gonna play it to the back again. A little bit of miscommunication there, I think. Hicks and Hong weren't sure who was gonna get it, and the answer is nobody. But London is still able to keep possession. Rosborough gets it in, and great defensive play there. And now this could be something here. They've got something cooking. Jim Morandic gets it over. Foot race. Oh, another fantastic defensive play. London has been able to turn away anything that Waterloo has thrown at them.
one of London's big assets in this game so far has been their hold-up play. They've been able to hold onto the ball just long enough in order to get those Waterloo players to bite, and then they send it long. They've had great success today doing that. And now we just saw number 15, Tate Sinkeldam, get dispossessed with Andrews now on the ball.
Ooh, clattered over there. Didn't see a call get made. In fact, London's going to keep the ball.
There was no foul there. They just collided after Alexandria Schwang was able to get a touch on the ball and send it out for a throw-in.
London's got some of the momentum back that they lost coming out of half. Haven't given up a goal yet and trying to really put this game away now. Hong on the far side, trying to settle it down now. Oh, actually hesitated a little bit, had some trouble, but Rosborough much faster than Siakam, able to make something happen here. They'll send it back. Bubnik, or sorry, not Bubnik, Blair at the back. 2, not 12. Wait. Sends it back. Once again, London really doesn't mind the Waterloo players coming in on them because they're confident they can get it out and use their numbers advantage. But that time it doesn't work. Siakam going on a little bit of a run. And oh, this could be trouble. Oh, getting a little cute with it was Steinhauer, but Siakam couldn't quite capitalize.
One thing I think Waterloo needs to do is get some fresh legs on in their striker role, get somebody with a little bit of pace other than Siakam. She's not been able to get up to those balls when they've come quickly, so they need to get somebody who's able to get from that first step and challenge for those balls.
I believe Waterloo still has 2 subs left. And they do have bodies on the bench if they want to use them. And in fact, I see one of them getting ready and stretching, so that might be the move as we come to the last half hour, last 20 minutes, I should say. Siakam now in the box. Able to try and strengthen her way into it, and they get a chance. The shot scores! They finally cracked the code. Abby Kramer. And Steinhauer's perfect season comes to an end.
Siakam making me eat my words as she finds the assist there on that goal for Abby Kramer. Siakam finding Kramer there and just slotting it home directly into the middle of the net. There wasn't much that she could have missed. It was an open goal, and Steinhauer did as much as she could to keep that net blocked off.
And one of the things two things we've noticed all game that kind of led to that. One, Waterloo is the much more physical team. They're a lot stronger. 2, the defensive substitutions London made sacrificed strength for speed. And that kind of led to that goal there where Waterloo had a couple really strong girls push that ball towards the net, and London really didn't have an answer there. Trying to go right back to it. Here comes Thalia Lewis. Gets it over. Chance for Andrews. Save, rebound. Oh, great defensive play. And that's going to go for a corner, but a really nice defensive play by Schwang to stop that from being worse. Fantastic save, though, by Mazurek, it is to be said. Heading into the corner now, they're going to have 2 there. Thalia Lewis is one of them. And it looks like it's going to be Sadie Waite who's actually going to take it. London doesn't have a lot of height in the box. They're going to send it in anyway. Chance. Oh, fans on it. That was a fantastic chance for Logan Hong and couldn't do anything about it. Play on the ball. Hong, that's why she's in there, is to use her speed and her quick recovery, but hasn't been able to capitalize so far as that ball went flying into the Waterloo bench.
Hong having that ball on that, it looked like she had it on a piece of string that she was able to just keep it connected to her feet. She skipped past 3 London defenders there with ease.
Waterloo playing out of the back a bit, trying to suck the London players down, and this one does work for the most part. But London, I mean, the problem with trying to bait the false counter is if that team is really good at attacking, you've just given them so much field position, and now you've got to play really panicked defense. Playing the midfield now. We haven't seen a ton of that this game. Stumbling. Referee playing advantage. And this one doesn't work out for Waterloo. And looked like maybe a fist came out there. So a little bit of push to the face of Sadie Waite, and London will get a free kick. 71 minutes into this one. If you're new to the sport, we play 90.
Great touch by Hicks over to Andrews in order to give her that ball to find her an outlet.
Andrews going sideways. That one didn't work out. Sent back down the other way. Blair gets it back to Steinhauer. Steinhauer had a little bit of trouble handling it. Sends it over to Scott. Scott with Siakam on her. Siakam relaxes off a bit, and Steinhauer is able to receive that pass pretty cleanly.
I feel like Steinhauer coming into the second half, she's not the same as she was in the first half. She's become complacent. She thinks that she's not gonna have to do much in this half, but there's a chance opportunity right now, and no penalty call by the ref.
I'm shocked. I thought for sure London was gonna have to face one here.
And here comes Ali Hicks now with the ball.
Hicks looking for an outlet, finds the pass over, and that will be offside. Logan Hong has been all over the pitch and has been able to do nothing about it.
And here we have a look at that possible penalty shout. Nothing there as Wade was looking to get to the ball, but kicked the ground, and the Waterloo player was just looking for anything to grasp at.
Yeah, if there's a foul anywhere there, it's on the turf monster. Chance now for Waterloo. Sent into the middle. Siakam doesn't have quite a speed. Oh, that one isn't great. Siakam coming in from behind, and that's a yellow, and she's lucky it's not more.
Yeah, Morgan Blair getting just collatered from behind. Gets up immediately, just starts to shake it off. Gives her a little bit of a nudge as she walks past.
So London with the free kick. That's our first booking of the game. That's number 18, Vanessa Siakam with the yellow. So here we go on the free kick. No London player around, so she's likely to send this long.
Look for the run of Ali Hicks.
And Hong is the one that's going to, but Hong wasn't quite able to make the run in time. Waterloo's going to play it to the back once again. Mazurek sends it long. Gets it over now. Waterloo. They're not out of this game yet. It's only a 3-goal game. Here they come the other way. Green. And that one is going to go on Green. I thought for sure that penalty was going on London. Free kick here. I believe that is Sadie Waite at the back. And she will stay at the back. That was Megan Scott, actually. Blair looking for some help. Finds Hong. That one's so long. This could be something here. Hicks. Hicks doesn't quite have the pace, had to push that a little further than she needed. Here comes Waterloo the other way. They've got the numbers, they've got the room, they've got the pace. Do they quite have the angle? And a great defensive play there by Morgan Blair to shut that one down. It will be a corner.
Great job by Morgan Blair, just keeping her shoulder up with the defender, making sure that she can't get past her or can't get that cut around. And we do look to have a substitution with number 4, Tazia Lessard.
And as you mentioned, they're going for speed up front. It's Siakam coming off. So Lessard comes in for Siakam. And as we mentioned, they're going to sacrifice a bit of strength for speed. And that's not a bad decision, especially with how London's gone so small at the back with their substitutes. Although I'm surprised they didn't wait till after the corner. You might want to have wanted Siakam's height in there. Sent into the box. And that's cleaned up easily by London. Waterloo sends it back into the box. This could be something here. And they're pushed a bit further back than they'd like. London playing aggressively here. Hong Tried to send that long, blocked. Now they'll do it. And it's a foot race now. I don't think Talia Lewis quite has the speed. And Waterloo's going to be able to reset. The far side, 75 minutes into this one, 76 now. And now, I mean, London has retaken the possession advantage by a lot. Waterloo had it for a bit the first part of the second half, and since that goal, London's woken up. That one sent, great chance here. Emily Andrews on the far side has some help in the box, sends it in, but not really where anyone could do anything with it. And it's in fact right on a Waterloo player's foot.
It was a mistouch by Maddie Wright that led to that cross in by Andrews.
Back to Mazurek. Mazurk's been pretty comfortable this second half after a really shaky first half. This could be trouble here. Great defensive or offensive play, I'm not sure what you want to call it, off-ball play by Allie Hicks there to force Waterloo into giving up possession.
Victoria Truong with just a mistake of a touch leading to now the possession of London on the throw on the side.
And coming in to make the throw, I believe that's Scott. Tried the long throw, didn't quite work out, couldn't quite get the height on it. Now here comes Waterloo. Great defensive play again, and the midfield of London has been absolutely stellar this game. Long pass, Andrews had some trouble. And we're getting pretty physical in the midfield. Waterloo is able to take advantage of that. And a foul, I believe, on Hong. Waterloo plays fast.
Great
and
job
Hong with
by
another
Hong.
great play. Couldn't quite keep it in play, but able to at least shut down the Waterloo counterattack for a second. Send long. Waterloo's going to try and take advantage of their newfound speed up front, and that, I believe, was offside. London playing quick as well. A little over 20 minutes left in this one. London leading 4-1. They've been the dominant team for almost the whole game.
Ball looking for Hicks, cut out by Huang.
And called down, I believe, for the arm pull. And we'll go back. It'll be Waterloo ball. London has been the dominant team for almost the entire game. Waterloo has not been out of it, but any sort of semblance of attack has come in bursts, whereas London has been consistent basically the entire game with their strategy. Waterloo has had to just make their plays in spurts, as that gets back to Steinhauer. Both teams really confident with their goalies handling the ball. That one for Steinhauer didn't quite go as planned as it flies into the crowd. Madeline Wright, who came off the bench for Waterloo, hasn't quite made much of an impact yet, but took that throw in, looking to try and get something going here for Waterloo as the play goes out to center. Could be something here. Waterloo has some speed. The shot from distance, great save!
Great diving effort by Steinhauer. Comfortable save, but just needed that outreach in order to get to it. Great shot out from 20-ish yards. Steinhauer reaching as much as she can over to her right in order to get to that.
Curtis with a heck of a shot, but Steinhauer, again, probably the best goalie in the league, able to allow one easily. This is going to go for a corner.
I calculated it when Waterloo was able to get on the score sheet. Jaden Steinhauer held a collective 292 minutes of shutout play.
Played into the box off that corner from Kramer, nothing doing there, and that's not easy. Everyone always says like soccer's low scoring. It's never easy to keep the ball out of your net for that long. That basically, what, 4 hours of no goals in your net?
Oh yeah, just about. It's being a goal, like playing in that position. It's you know that you're the last line of defense, and you just want to be able to get to every single ball. But to this point, up until Waterloo scored their first goal against her, Steinhauer was able to get to every single ball that was put on her net this season so far.
And London's a very good team, but how they play, they're going to expect your goalie to make a few saves. They're not keeping every shot out. And Mazur comes out pretty adventurously.
Great job by Mazur taking control of the area around her. She saw that no one else was going to be able to challenge and just decided to step up and get the ball cleared out.
Now the Waterloo players, they're playing with a bit more creativity here. Trying to push towards the net. Now a chance. Here's a really good chance here for Green. Shot! Score!
Wow, what a shot. Kira Green. Placement is key with an amazing finish in the top left corner. Again, another goal that I'm not really going to hold Steinhauer to. There was nothing she could have done there. It was just perfectly placed in a spot where she just couldn't get to it, going right from left.
I don't know if there's a goalie in the Canadian Premier League that could have saved that. An absolute snipe under the bar.
Great use of the crossbar, just putting it to a place where Steinhauer just can't get to, and it leads into a goal. Now with 8 minutes left in the 90 plus stoppage time, can Waterloo get these two back?
They're really looking pacey. The clock is not their friend, which is probably a good thing why it's broken over on the other sideline. Now a chance here. Emily Andrews would really like to open the checkbook here for the second half.
Looking for Talia Lewis and Hicks. Hicks gets there. Oh! And just misses to the left after Masaryk just outreached and just couldn't get to that ball.
That's one that Hicks will really want back. Really good chance there to get the first goal of the half. As you see there, great cross. Masaryk can't quite get there, and that's when you want your strikers to score.
Just that split second of Masaryk covering the ball, it took the mind off Ali Hicks. Like, oh, she lost the ball for a second. That was most likely what ended up her missing the net.
FC London's gonna play back, and they were pretty comfortable coming out of half, and suddenly it's a whole new ball game. Chance for Waterloo again. Sent into the box, and as we were saying, this is the best team they've played so far this season. And oh, that's a big mistake. Disaster averted. Steinhauer is getting a little bit too careless in the back there.
Like I said, Steinhauer just doesn't look like she looked like in the first half. She's become complacent. There's been mistakes on her part, leading to some stress in her box and some opportunities for Waterloo.
Schwong at the back, it ascended long. That goes into the box, but there isn't a yellow shirt there. It's gonna be a foot race to the line, and it will be a goal kick. London came out of the half with a 4-0 lead, which felt insurmountable, and suddenly it feels very surmountable as Waterloo has been all over them for the past half hour.
Steinhauer ushering her team just to collect it sort of upwards onto the field towards the halfway mark. Looking to get this ball cleared out of her end.
6 minutes and change to go. Hasn't been too many stoppages, so I can't imagine we'll get more than 2 minutes of injury time. Now, say that on the mic. I want to hear your prediction.
I'm going to put a prediction out there. I feel like there's going to be 3 minutes left of stoppage time with the 2 goals and the substitutions that have come. It's racked up.
Trying to make it 3 goals here. London tried to make a good run, and Waterloo trusts Masaryk to play with the ball, and they do.
Finds the number 26, Chuang, in the midfield.
London has sacrificed a lot of the strength they had coming off of halftime with the substitutions they made, but what they do have out there, a lot of it is in Hicks, and Hicks has got to be a big part of this half, especially defensively.
Ball now with Blair on the right. She clears it out for a throw for Waterloo.
Now Waterloo, they've been playing well. It's not like it's an absolute walk that they're going to tie it though. They only have 5 minutes and they got to score 2. That's a big task. This could help right here. Shot on, but high and wide, and Steinhauer just gave it a little cursory glance and didn't quite trouble her.
I think instead of shooting for the goal, they were looking for a field goal, trying to get all 3 points at once. Steinhauer now with the goal kick, again ushering her teammates towards the halfway mark just to get everybody out of their end.
Steinhauer plays it along, a lot of red shirts there, but it finds the one yellow one, and that's bad news. Chance here for Waterloo. Slips, and the turf monster is on our side tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Playing on the sideline, hard hit by Hong, and that'll be a foul. Free kick, and she's looking to play along. Kara Green, she has the leg. If anyone does on this team, it's her, to go straight to the net, and they're setting up to maybe go for a run. A lot of their playmakers are on the far side. Look for this one to go far post. And they'll send this one.
She sent it early and towards the beginning of the 16-yard box instead of towards the net where teammates could run onto it.
Waterloo getting a little desperate here. They know they got to score soon, and that one was from a bit further out than you'd like, and as a result, it went high.
It's going to be interesting to see how London manages the time left in this match now with 3.5 minutes left in the 90.
And I look over, Mazurk's playing pretty high off her line. I wonder if she's thinking about getting involved here. She doesn't have the benefit of seeing a clock. The clock on the field is broken. So she's got to be able to pay attention to her coach and figure out what she wants him to do.
I have an inkling that if they are going to get another corner down here, they're going to send Mazurk up.
And there's the corner right there. Mazurk taking a look at the bench, and she's going to take a walk. So at the very least, she's going to go up to center and play a bit of a sweeper role. If
that last line back towards the net, just giving you that opportunity just to send the ball in, get your teammates onside, and just huff it back into the 16-yard box to make something out of it.
And therefore, you see 9 yellow jerseys in the box sent in. Chance save by Steinhauer. Cucumber cool and able to keep this a 2-goal game.
It's a great job of Steinhauer covering her front post, making sure that no one was able to get in front of her in order to smother that ball. And now
Andrews couldn't quite do anything with it, but she is going to get the benefit of the flag, and they're going to go right at him. Hong's had some great chances to be able to finish, and that is going to be whistled down
after a Thalia Lewis foul now.
Waterloo's got to go. They got 2 minutes of regular time left. We have not seen any indication from the fourth official yet to see how long we're going to be playing for.
Great touch by Logan Hong in the midfield just to control that and stop it for a quick second.
Sent in. Oh, this could be big trouble. Big trouble. Shot. Oh, I don't know if I would have taken that shot. Wide and pulled. And she had Alexis Simorandic streaking. That might have been the play.
In my opinion, I would have put through a little through ball for Simorandic in order to get that one-on-one. She had a defender behind her. All it was needed was just a little tap in order to get the ball around Scott in order for a one-on-one with the keeper.
And that's sent long by Steinhauer. London's strategy right now seems to be just hoof it and hope the time runs out. And that's hammered on the far side.
That's Tate Singeldam, the one that we saw get hit in the face with the ball in the first half, and the most influential person in the first half for Waterloo, just making sure that the team didn't fall apart when down 4-0.
When the sun was out, this game could have been a lot more than 4-0. With the sun's down, this could be 4-4.
We've got less than a minute left of regular time, leading into the possible stoppage time that there is.
Played around the midfield.
Waterloo look like they are not going to give up, but London are not going to stop pressing either. It's a movable object versus a movable force.
You really can't change your strategy here for London because it's been working. You got to go after them. If you play back too much, you give them too much space to work, and here they come taking advantage of some of that space. And a nice defensive play there. I believe that was Morgan Blair who got a foot in. Coming up to the 90-minute mark now. I haven't seen any indication for injury time, although it looks like he's putting it in the system now. And we will get 3 minutes. Hey, right on. There you go.
I had an inkling it was going to be 3 minutes, but that's an extra 3 minutes for Waterloo to possibly pull this back or for London to up their lead. Great cutout by Scott.
The Waterloo midfield has absolutely turned a corner. First half, they were non-existent. This half, they've been one of the best units in this entire game. Shot! Oh! Couldn't quite hammer it down. I wasn't expecting that cross to be as good as it was. And a real good chance to bring this within one.
That could have been the opportunity to then start an all-scale attack, but unfortunately, number 11, Kayla Kramer, couldn't find the back of the net, and we still hold at 4-2 London.
So we've got a minute through in injury time. Sent down by Steinhauer. At the point.
Got some fans trying to get on the mic, not knowing it doesn't reach them. Chance here for Waterloo. great outlet pass by Kramer, setting up the attack now.
Could be a chance here from distance. Coming in, shot, great defensive play. What a fantastic job by Scott to get in there. It will be a corner, but Waterloo might be out of time.
Great battle by Scott and Greer there, just looking for any opportunity to get the ball on net, but great block by Scott. And now we have Caitlin Mazurek now in the box, gets an opportunity at goal. Mazurek is unable to get a good foot on it, but now Andrews beats her on the right, and the net's wide open. Can Andrews slot it home?
Shot! Oh, she pulled it!
She pulls it just left. It could have been 5.
Wide left. I mean, that's going to be her best shot to score all season.
Caitlin Mazurek she's been bailed out by number 24, Emily Andrews, as she pulls her shot on the empty net wide left.
Less than a minute to go here in the scheduled time frame. Waterloo maybe has one more rush here to pull this back within 1, get a consolation goal. Probably not enough time to tie it now, though. Steinhauer going to try and waste as much time as possible, sends it long. Up at the far side. And the Waterloo players haven't given up. They've been really hard pressed this half to try and pull this one back. It just wasn't enough time. 4 goals is not an easy deficit to make up in soccer.
No, but the fact that they came out and they still fought and were able to get 2 just shows that this Waterloo team doesn't have any quit in them. But neither does London now, with Emily Andrews now on the right side again. Shoot, can she get a shot off? She shoots, blocked and saved by Caitlin Mazurek.
Emily Andrews had the 2 shots at the wide open net, had the breakaway, couldn't capitalize on either, but you can't be too upset. FC London rides a very strong first half to take the win. Jaden Steinhauer doesn't keep her goalless streak going, but she does keep her win streak going. Fantastic game from them. We talked at half. We said London had met the test of Waterloo in the first half after a little shaky second half. Do you still think that's the case?
Honestly, in my opinion, this was London's game to lose in the second half. They had everything going for them. Anything that could have gone wrong didn't go wrong, but they still managed to have 2 be put behind them, with Waterloo looking just to find anything as consolation for the 4-0 battering they got in the first half.
So as we head out, do you want to pick a player of the game real quick?
In my opinion, I'll pick one for both teams. For Waterloo, it's gotta be, in my opinion, Alexis Simorancic. She was that rock in that midfield, finding all those little outlet passes and finding those little touches for Waterloo, providing them with that solid Kevin De Bruyne-like player in the midfield. And then for London, in my opinion, it's gotta be Jennifer Milligan. She's got the 2 goals tonight. I'm almost certain she got an assist as well. But the play that she was able to do just off ball with the runs that she was making behind the defense, it just gave London more of an attacking opportunity no matter where she was on the pitch.
Right, it's worth noting both goal scorers were subbed off for the second half. So it wasn't exactly a full strength roster coming in for the second half that gave up those 2 goals. Nonetheless, you do need those players in the stretch. We will be back here on Rogers TV with more FC London action. We've got Tecumseh SC coming on June 29th. Mel, any final thoughts before we head out?
Nothing, honestly. Like, just London was able to play their tactics perfectly, along with Waterloo being a newer team, yes, but with the introduction of the academy there, but they played a great game again. This is a team that's looking to get their feet just like sort of set in the league, with London having those young players again, having not a lot of experience, but those veteran players are able to give them those leadership roles and opportunities that they're always looking for.
Yeah, BVB came to Canada, started up the team in Waterloo because they want to look at the talent in Canada. Well, FC London showed all the talent that Ontario has to offer. For Amel Alic, I'm Joey Langdon. For all of us here at Rogers TV, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.
The opinions expressed in the following programs are those